Hafiz TV, unique every day.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يسخر قوم من قوم عسى أن يكون خيرا منهم ولا نساء من نساء عسى أن يكن خيرا منهن ولا تلمزوا أنفسكم ولا تنابزوا بالألقاب بئس الاسم الفسوق بعد الإيمان ومن لم يتب فأولئك هم الظالمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم وإن تطيعوا الله ورسوله لا يلتكم من أعمالكم شيئا إن الله غفور رحيم. إنما المؤمنون الذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله ثم لم يرتابوا وجاهدوا بأموالهم وأنفسهم في سبيل الله أولئك هم الصادقون. قل أتعلمون الله بدينكم والله يعلم ما في السماوات وما في الأرض والله بكل شيء عليم. يمنون عليك أن أسلموا قل لا تمنوا علي إسلامكم بل الله يمن عليكم أن هداكم للإيمان إن كنتم صادقين إن الله يعلم غيب السماوات والأرض والله بصير بما تعملون صدق الله العظيم.
So, you know, I felt I was in Al-Jannah. Oh, you don't believe me? Didn't you feel the same way? Are you sure about that? We thank God. Atakbir. So at this point, I would want to invite Faiza Isa to give us the welcome address. Please, let's give it up for Faiza Isa, my namesake. And she is the CEO for Support for Survivor. She's been doing this for a very long time. And she was Miss Muslimah 2022. A round of applause for her, please. You can do better.
Assalamu alaikum. Please, can you hear me? Assalamu alaikum. I'm a bit shaky, so forgive me. Good morning to our distinguished guests. You are all very welcome. It is my utmost pleasure to welcome each and every one of you, whom out of your busy schedules, you've been able to make it out here, which I know is not easy. I am Faiza Isaidi, and like my name said, I am the CEO for Support for Survival. I am the CEO for Support for Survival and ISBIS Enterprise. So I'm a businesswoman. I would like to express our profound gratitude and thanks for gracing us. I've said this already, but I can't emphasize more on it because it means so much to us. Without you, this program wouldn't even be. So, like I said, from the whole team of Shades of Muslimah and Support for Survival, we thank you. I can see many familiar faces amongst our distinguished guests, whom will be recognized in due time, definitely. I would also like to thank the organizing team, who put in tremendous efforts to make this event happen. We are gathered here to witness the birth of Shades of Muslimah, whose goal, and I repeat, whose goal is to raise awareness on key issues and to promote modesty, empower Muslim women, and build a supportive, inclusive community for growth and confidence. And I'll say that again. We are here, we are all here. The purpose of the gathering is to witness the birth of Shades of Muslimah, which its goal is to raise awareness on key issues, promote modesty, empower Muslim women, and build a supportive, inclusive community for growth and confidence. And it is my hope we all find today's event insightful and enjoyable. Thank you so much and have a wonderful time together. Assalamu alaikum.
Let me acknowledge some dignitaries that are with us. Before that, let me still apologize for the late start. You know, we really apologize for the late start. So we have with us Nana Abna Ansa Sasiraku Akwemu Ankobia Hema. She's so demure, Anna. Is that the word? The new word, right? And she's so cute. So I'm seeing only cute people here, right? Nana Akwa. I speak good to you. And we also have Apostle John Harry Amoa, Arena of Worship, Painters. Apostle, thank you for coming. And thank you for being patient with us. We apologize for the late start. We have Alhaji Abbas Dawood. He's a philanthropist. As for Alhaji Abbas, I have been meeting him at most events. He's been very supportive. Today, there is going to be my friend by force. Alhaji Abbas, thank you for coming. We appreciate you. You are always supporting the Muslim Ummah. We appreciate you for that. Thank you for coming. So we have in our midst a very beautiful, intelligent lady who would want to give us a Quran recitation before we proceed. And she is in the name of Rashida. She is a member of Shades. No, she's a member of Shades of Muslimah. Please, a round of applause for her. Rashida, if you are here.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا ميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العطف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجنة من معرج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المشرقين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
Development communicator and a seasoned journalist. Please, Haja, if you are here, thank you very much for coming. Oh, we can do better, please. And also we have Mr. Richard Saki. He is a big guest. He doesn't want us to read all his portfolio. But Mr. Richard Saki, thank you for coming. Now, we have the presence of Ansari Nima Makarita, right? Ansari you know, it's okay. Where are they? Oh, who must go to Tabe? And then we have Tafsilia, right? Islamic school. Where are they? Oh, okay. So now kuna the curfew correct. Tafsilia. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for coming. So at this point, I invite Hajia Awawu Nuruddin, President, Shades of Muslimah. Please, she's the president of Shades of Muslimah. A round of applause for her.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Mr. Chairman, honorable dignitaries, all protocol observed, my name is Haji Awal Nuruddin. and I am truly honored to stand before you today as the president of our noble organization. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for your presence and support. We are privileged to have a distinguished group of panelists, respected chiefs, queen mothers, and special guests with us. Your presence today speaks volumes about your commitment and dedication. We are gathered here today to shed light on the importance of mental health. Mental health affects us in all various ways, and it's crucial that we create an environment where everyone feels safe to discuss their struggles and seek support. Our goal is to break the stigma around mental health and to promote understanding and compassion. Shades of Muslimah is aiming to inspire personal and collective growth, fostering resilience and confidence among women in our community, and focus on creating an inclusive environment where Muslim women feel empowered, educated, and supported. And our goal is to raise awareness on key issues, promote modesty, empower Muslim women, and build a supportive community for growth and confidence. I want to remind everyone that mental health is just as important as physical health. Let's continue to support one another and foster a community where everyone feels safe to share their experiences. Thank you all for being here, and I look forward to see you at our upcoming events. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you a remarkable leader and visionary, Sarki Alhaji Sultan Muhammad Waziri II, the chairman of A Journey to Mental Health Wellness. He is a businessman, traditional leader, and a philanthropist. With a wealth of experience, he is the board chairman, Ghana Saudi Arabia Chamber of Commerce, and also the managing director of mining company, president of Concerned Zongo Citizens of Ghana, a member of National Council of Zongo Chiefs, and a chief of Elang, Accra. He has played a pivotal role in shaping our mission and guiding us towards success. Sarki Alhaji Sultan Muhammad Waziri II is not only a dedicated member to excellence, but also deeply committed to fostering collaboration. And ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, please join me in welcoming Sarki Alhaji Sultan Muhammad Waziri II to this humble occasion. You're welcome.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم خاتم النبيين وإمام المرسلين أما بعد. Islam encourages leadership in all endeavors. From where I stand, I know within me many here are qualified to lead this event. I am by this accepting to become the chairman of this occasion, and I hope and pray together with all your indulgence, you will assist me drive this occasion to a meaningful and peaceful end. Brothers and sisters, our revered imams, as the chairman of this important event, I truly honored to stand before you today as we embark on this vital journey to mental wellness within our community. The theme of our gathering, A Journey to Mental Wellness, resonates deeply with the values of compassion, understanding, and support that are central to our faith. Mental health is an integral part of our overall well-being, and it is crucial that we break the stigma surrounding it. Today, we come together not only to raise awareness, but to foster an environment where open conversation can flourish, where we can share our experience, and where we can support one another on this journey. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers, speakers, volunteers, and participants who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Your dedication and commitment to this cause are truly inspiring. Let us remember that mental wellness is a journey, not a destination. Together, we can create a community that embraces healing, compassion, and understanding. May these events serve as a stepping stone towards a brighter future for all of us. Thank you so much, and may peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
That was a very educative speech from our chairman. Atakbir. Atakbir. I would love to acknowledge the presence of AYAD, Association of Youth and Young Adults Development. Thank you for coming. Where are they? I think they're at the back. Oh, okay. AYAD, Association of Youth and Young Adult Development. Thank you for coming. Would want to have a Quran recitation by HAFIZ from Ibrahimiyya Islamic School. Okay, please. You can have the podium.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة ليسمون الملائكة تسمية الأنثى وما لهم به من علم إن يتبعون إلا الظن وإن الظن لا يغني من الحق شيئا فأعرض عمن تولى عن ذكرنا ولم يرد إلا الحياة الدنيا ذلك مبلغهم من العلم إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بمن اهتدى ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض ليجزي الذين أساءوا بما عملوا ويجزي الذين أحسنوا بالحسنى الذين يجتنبون كبائر الإثم والفواحش إلا اللمم إن ربك واسع المغفرة هو أعلم بكم إذ أنشأكم من الأرض وإذ أنتم أجنة في بطون أمهاتكم فلا تزكوا أنفسكم هو أعلم بمن اتقى صدق الله العظيم.
Do you know, I realized everybody was smiling, right? We're all smiling. Atakbir. And one person I saw smiling is our guest speaker. Our guest speaker. She was smiling. Yes. And she is the person of Nana Abna Ansa Sesreku Ankoma Akobi Ahima. Please, let's give it up for our guest speaker. And also Apostle John Harry Amwa, Arena of Worship. So the two of us will give us a speech. Thank you for coming.
Hello. I want to say one of your greetings, but it's not coming. Assalamu alaikum. Am I right? Okay. I love to say it again. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. As my name goes, my name is Apostle John Harry Amwam. And today we are here just to share with you a little of what we know and what we've experienced about mental health. But before then, we want to acknowledge the chiefs and the dignitaries here. Amen. Forgive me, because amen means I'm a pastor, so it will happen. Thank you. All right. An aspect of mental health that I personally want to talk about. The aspect of which I want to talk about is how we can do away with mental illness. Most of the times, I think it is an emotional something, which many of us don't normally observe it very well. One thing that is very essential for us to know is to develop something that we call a listening ears. Because most of the times, let me talk about the elders first before I come to the children. Most of the times, we resist some of the youth from approaching us with their issues. And I've seen that those things are one of the dangerous things that causes mental illness, and I say emotional traumas. And with the emotional traumas, you can have the mental illness. Why? Because sometimes they have a lot to talk about. There are too much on them for them to say to us. But because we are not giving them the opportunity to have a conversation with us, they keep it within. I know there is a passage in the Quran I've forgotten. It's talking about how the Quran is, or God is promoting something like he will not give more to somebody that cannot take it. And it's also in the Bible too. Because if it is too much on you, you cannot handle it. So for them to talk to us, it relieves those burdens upon them. And it makes them emotional free. It makes them do things freely. And it makes them move around. They can even think right. So first of all, we, the elders, need to develop a habit of having a conversation with our children or with the young ones around us. We need to ask them questions. What is wrong with you? What are you going through? What is happening to you? Especially those that are the adolescent age. People that having boyfriends and other things. They go through a lot because of those boyfriends and all those stuff. So we need to draw close to them, ask them about it. I have a 22-year-old girl. I every day talk to her like she's my wife. Why? Because I don't want her to have that burdens upon her. So I asked her, where is that guy that you've been talking to? Who is he? You can bring him home. Let me talk to him. You see, it gives the child confidence to talk to you. He feels like you are part of his life or her life. So one thing that we need to know, the elder, we need to give the children opportunity to come to us so that they can share it with us. And the young ones to the youth. What I want to say to you is, talk to your parents. Have a communication with your parents. Regardless what you are going through, you can talk to them because they give birth to you. There are some things you cannot handle it, but they can handle it for you. They can help you through. Especially, let's take it like you have an assignment that you cannot do it. That's an example. When you approach your mother, brother, or the senior ones that you have, and tell them about it, they do help you with the assignment. The same way when you have an issue with you and you talk to them, they can help you out of it. Because anything that you say to them, they will respond unto you. And it will be something that will relieve whatever that you are going through. As we said, problem shared is half solved. Are you with me? Problem shared is half solved. So as soon as you tell the person about what is wrong with you, at least you have a counsel from there. and it's going to help you. So this is the little thing that I'm going to say, communication. Let's communicate with each other, and mental illness will not be something that will happen to us. We're going to be free from that. Bless you all.
Good morning. Me pamucho mekanchi because Apostle John Harry aka brofuni bebre. Bidin ye nana abina ansa sasraku. Latte kubase akwemu ankobia hemia Eastern region of Ghana. And then me person me can be kakra efa mental health home. And I want to tackle my elders here. Omo yem painful. Mesra mu bebre say yem kwara no omo go through a lot. I am an advocacy to the youth. My year Ejuma Bebre, my boss, Nana Adjoa Awendo. Hope few people know her. And you call in crossing to talk to the youth. Now, what call your friend Bibi Impu is like one-on-one with the parents and the children. And at times, no, your man kwalane kwano mo kasa, ubatin sembebre. Akwala bi etimi I introduce lesbianism, actually nuya oba. Oni ne di nkoma ma oma form gang, oma ye platform. Sa nyama we koso. So today I'm here to talk to my sisters and my brothers here, so that yemma yeni enko yenkola no nyama omo ye no, especially the phones omo kura no ya nye careful ni efi se ya tete omo ya kire omo ade ye ni omo akasa in so many ways intino sisi ade ya okay amesre se yendu baby aye akwala ne wo kasa o se ai bibi hia me na me ba me maame ho a o se me ni bi onfa na asem fi ona enro akra me suma wo no ukoya na ti bibi sase o suma akwala na enro na wanko na nna bibi ha no no waba na onu ba bedi nkomo a ese se utro na na enti se ye kwa akurase ne ne nkola ne kasa omo maame wo ho bo mo jo omo maame ho eba yen queen mothers enchen en yen benya interruptions. And it's so on. Bebre, in somebody bebre. It's my parents and Apostle John Harry Kano, Mama Yeni young cock and man, and our phones now omukrano, so you make sure say a dear pa na omo ye phone so. Now, me come a man in chain. Me nim sanya make greet you ma for majeso, but I will say salamu alaikum, right? Are you okay with that? Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, me pamucho empayinfo ati he nyina ye mo maame ene mo papa mesra wo onde wo ho until say when you over 18 years eno kura no, if still you are under your parents' roof and as a wutini fear, you are still a baby girl or baby boy. Mesra will say ma peer pressure ma wo ho me peer pressure and catch you. Bibia we hear bia no, o parents will hose esese omo to be boa. Now, listen. So we bisa o parent bibi no catch you say oni bi ne twen ochina or the bema wa onye obonsam ebi ne eni ho. At the right time o to obo asemanwa obeye nea wo kan ye no more than. Enti eto me bia mumma pressure no embra from kakra. Me pamucho bebre and shania wadan fukura okra iPhone 6, iPhone 7, iPhone 8, 12, 10, 11, 13, 14. Upese ne ya wo so nya 13. Unim kwan ofa so enya 13 no. For all you may know no e bi kura na ni maame ni papa adanfo bi wa brochire oba no e no de beche no. E bi ame no wo ka se me ni wo nyina ya so maame ne ya papa ni abrochire. So please relax for your parents. Memma anxiety. Ade bia wo wish nne no ene ya pese wonya. Eyesa e do be call depression mu. Akola ketewa no wonya depression. Depression signs ni bi ni say wo hia bribi, you are expecting it and it's not given to you and I say wonya Ube say one kasano you overthinking. Why a basa? What this year SSA? Unyama ye nyina ye basa. Ye child ye was school crowd to me day and concentrating. So little I will tell you today is that please relax. Don't rush. Don't let peer pressure catch you. Thank you so much. Miss Ramu Bebre, you mediani been so Parliament, and it is somewhere whom me, Miss Ramu Bebre, Miko, Madam.
Nana Maya Bebre, please an applause for her and her husband. Very well explanatory. I guess we all understood the assignment. So we shouldn't let what peer pressure what catch us. Right? We shouldn't let what? It's simple English. Remember peer pressure in your day, catch you. What I say? Peer pressure no way done. What I say? It's very important. So please take note of that. At this point, I invite Mariam to come and give us a very nice poetry recitation. Please, a round of applause for Mariam.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to everyone, and my name is Mariam the Female King, and I'm here to give you a speech about mental health. Mental illness is not a choice. It's not something that can be silenced by just a voice. It takes understanding, patience, love to help someone rise above. It's a battle within the mind, one that can be hard to find, but with support and care, those struggling can learn to bear. Depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, these are just a few of the disorders that can take a toll on one's mental health and make life feel like an even hell. Millions of people worldwide struggle with mental health each day. It's important to seek help and don't let the stigma stand in the way. I am here to give you a wonderful speech, but we must help to support suffering people from illness. But with the right treatment and care, those suffering can learn to repair. But if you see the signs, don't turn away. Reach out and offer your help today. For with love and support, those struggling can learn to bear. Thank you.
I want to applaud somebody. That's Jesus, Mariam.
I have a profile of what they do exactly, but I'll give them 30 seconds each to introduce to us who they are for the purposes of this discussion. Mr. Mako, Augusta Georgette, I'll start with you.
Thank you very much. My name is Augusta Georgette. I'm a development communication consultant and a founder of Semke African Foundation, and I'm very much concerned about body positivity too. Thank you.
My name is Hausazone. I'm a development communicator, a social worker, a founder of New Hope Organization, and also nice to see you. Thank you.
My name is clinical psychologist and psychologist. Clinical psychologist at Korean Teaching Hospital, and I'm specialized in attending to cancer patients at oncology department at Korean Teaching Hospital. And I'm also the founder of Psycho-Oncology Society program,
Wow, This goes a long way to tell you the type of thinking that went into selecting our panelists. Mr. Makwa, I'll start off with you. I find something really striking about your introduction. You mentioned how you are passionate about body positivity and what have you. But first off, let's talk about the need to have a discussion on mental health awareness. How and why is it important really to champion such discussions?
Thank you so much. It's an honor to have the Muslims here today because it is scarce to see them at events like this. And thank you, Shades of Muslimah, to bring all these beautiful women together. It is very much important to have this topic discussed thoroughly by experts and also those who have gone through this before. Because mental health is something we don't see. It is not a malaria that can be easily diagnosed. We have doctor here. It is not typhoid that you may have a running stomach or losing appetite, but it is the state of the mind. We are marginalized. So it is very important to start with the youth, the young ones, for them to climb up with the need of talking about mental health issue. It needs to be prioritized. So I believe we can all not take this mental health as a whole topic, but I decided to take what body positivity means when it comes to being an advocate for mental health. When all of them have, I can see all of them having phones. They go on social media. Okay, this person looks so beautiful. Why am I not like this?
Okay, so Mr. Mako, we will actually get into the details of that exactly. But I want to also pick from you, Hausa, same question. Your initial reaction on why you think it is really important for us to champion such discussions.
So, as you all know, mental health is something within, right? This is something we cannot see. So, for someone to go through a lot as a mental disorder, it affects the way the person thinks, the way the person relates with others, and what have you. But then, mental health is important because if you are not able to take your mental health seriously, you will really lose yourself. That's why it's very good to know who you are. Oh, this isn't me yet, but what is happening to me, right? So mental health is really important because our 970 million, according to the World Health Organization, says that that's the population. A lot of people go through mental health. Sometimes we don't even know what is wrong with us. So it's really very important to take mental health education very seriously.
Okay, thank you very much. Doc.
All right, thank you so much. I need to, first of all, make some corrections here. We have mental health and then we have mental illnesses.
Yeah.
So mental health mental illnesses is a subset of what mental health. So mental health talks about the positivity and then the negativity. So when we are addressing issues related to mental condition, then we are talking about mental illnesses. Okay, so this is so important, and this gathering is so crucial. Usually, we don't like talking about mental health or mental illnesses due to the stigma attached to it and then the myth. Okay, so gathering of this nature, we're supposed to demystify the stigma that is around or surrounding mental illnesses. Okay, and what we need to also do is one, like what we are doing now, and then also going back to our communities, we're supposed to be much more informed and then use our gatherings, our sunnah, our awri, okay, what that is weddings, okay, to talk about mental health, even if you are not a professional. I believe my sisters here, they are into communication, okay, but they are championing what mental illnesses and mental health is all about. So all of us can be ambassadors to try to talk about mental illnesses, because when you go back to our communities, people are really suffering and they don't want to come out to talk about mental illnesses. So it is very important for us here after this program, we go back home and then we start educating our people regarding mental illnesses.
Okay, Doc, thank you very much. I think I'll start my next question with you because I really find it interesting the distinction you drew between.
Affect how we act and relate with others, right? There are some petty duties I couldn't perform. Though I was very smart there, people acknowledge me, the clients acknowledge how I relate with others. But at a point, I lost myself. And sometimes you can't even figure out what is wrong with you, right? So that's the most difficult aspect of this mental health effect on me. Yes, the day I quit my job, I actually dressed up and I texted my HR, no, I cannot do this anymore. My family were like, what is wrong with you? I told them I can't. So I had to go through a therapist, and you know, it's not like the therapists, they are not helpful, but sometimes you just want to be alone, right? So it couldn't help. I went through 3 months therapy. It couldn't help. So I was like, no, maybe I should get closer to my God. So I decided to go for Umrah just 5 recently. I went and then I felt connected. I spoke to God and then told him this is what I'm going through. Alhamdulillah, I'm here and I feel like I'm super okay now. So what I would like to say is that you should know yourself more, because I was one smart lady. So feeling lost, you'll be able to identify, no, this is not how sat years back. So as an individual, you know yourself better than anyone else. And then there's a saying that he who feels this knows this, right? So let's take our mental health very seriously. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause. This is really uplifting. Dr. Georgette, Hausazone mentioned that it's self-awareness is really important. And you have been doing advocacy on, how do you call it, body? Yes. I mean, there's been a surge in, for instance, body enhancements amongst a lot of young ladies. They are doing BB or liposuctions and whatnot. We have a lot of these young girls over here who are, growing up and they see some of these things on the internet. It's become more like a standard of beauty. And so, for instance, if a woman or a young lady is intelligent, she can be whatever, she can have a dean intact and everything. But once she doesn't look a certain way, defined by society so far as beauty is concerned, she's really not considered beautiful. You have been doing a lot of advocacy on such an issue. What has been the most striking issue you've had to deal with, and how did you get that through?
How did you know all this?
I'm a journalist.
I understand. Body enhancements. I want to have that hourglass shape. I don't want a sagging breast. I want the hip. I want to be light skinned. Even doctor here knows we don't have anything called standard of beauty. God in his own wisdom decided to create. He is the greatest architect. So however you are made, you need to maintain it naturally with the way you eat. What goes into your body actually defines you. In the era of social media, defining standard of beauty, it is very difficult to have to talk about this body enhancement thing to people. I'm very much happy to have Doctor here today. We have a lot of complications when it comes to body enhancement, be it pills, teas, or the medical procedure, reconstruction and all that. But it is difficult to tell a young lady today that it is not okay to go for that, just because they have some people they look up to on the internet, being it celebrities or whatever they call them, the title we give them because they are popularly known. It is difficult to tell a mentee of that mentor not to go through whatever they have gone through. So what I do is, I believe these ones are much more younger than from 20 and above. They need to understand that whatever your body is, it is beautiful. Parents must develop a habit of telling your ward anytime you see them how beautiful they are. Because in an era where body reconstruction is rampant, it is very, very difficult to even stand to someone and tell the person it is not good. You can't say it is not good. You can just advise the person, these are what comes with it. These are the complications. If you have to go through this medical procedure, you need to go through counseling for some number of months, and then if you are fit, they will go through your check, and then even after that, let's consider CS. Women that have to go through either planned CS or emergency CS, you still need to take care of your scars. And it is not an easy thing. How much more you walk into the hospital healthy, you go, they cut off enough part of your body to adjust some things that the doctors don't actually see what is being done inside, but they may have some computer showing all right. But after that, you come back with the scars, then you have to sit down and nurture that scars just because you have seen somebody go through it. And in this sense, it's all boiled down to our mental health issue, because it is mental, how you psych your mind. The body image is a mental health issue. The way you look at your body. If you think you are not enough, that informs your decision to go through a body enhancement procedure. So all I tell my beautiful young women here is that anytime you wake up, you need to have that affirmative, I am beautiful, I am enough. And if you do this all the time, nothing anybody tells you outside will move you.
Thank you very much. That affirmation to the young girls for them to repeat.
Okay, can you all repeat after me? I am beautiful. I am enough. All my beautiful ladies, can you be on your feet and give me a 360 and tell me how beautiful you are? I understand, it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's fine. Okay, Doc, I saw you were penning down a few things. I'll pick your thoughts on this, and then I'll come back to ask you a question, still on mental health, but with men in perspective.
Thank you so much. First of all, I need to, go back to what my sister had experienced in terms of her personal experience. Okay, and then she spoke about the therapist couldn't help, but rather she visited her God, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been faithful in her journey. Yes. So this brings us to the issue of spirituality, okay, and then religiosity. For mental health, we can't eliminate spirituality, and we can't eliminate religiosity.
Absolutely.
In some instances, you can blend the two. You can mention spirituality, which will take care of us, religiosity. And one thing that we need to understand is that, like my sister did, her first point of call was to visit the hospital. Okay, and that was absolute right, perfect. So what we all call to be doing is that you need to be visiting the hospital so that a proper diagnosis will be what? Will be given to you, and after that, then you then know your level, where you are. And let me tell you one thing, we have different types of anxiety. Different types of anxiety. And we have phobias. Okay? So these anxieties or these phobias, there are different categories. And each and every one of them stand on its own. Okay? So when one is experiencing anxiety, you can't just say, oh, this person is just experiencing anxiety. We have different types. If it is phobia, we have different types of phobias. Okay? And it depends on the hospital that you have visited and the professional that had handled your case. So here, for instance, after all that the hospital have done for you, if it is not okay, then we can say that, okay, this is what? This is something purely spiritual. Okay, so we want each and every one of us, if experiencing anything related to anxiety or depression or what have you, related to your mental health, first point of call supposed to be what? The hospital. That is one point that I need to put across. And then secondly, my sister talked about body image and stuff. We have issues related to body disfigurement. So body disfigurement is serious now in our modern world, most especially Ghana or across the African countries. Now, let's not forget that we have a condition called anorexia. Okay, and this condition is so crucial, and this condition started, I think, in the Western world. We have people who would want to go for modeling and so on and so forth. So they would want to go slim, okay, just for their body to be very attractive, and then they will get the score that they need. But in doing so, it got to a point where they began experiencing issues with what? With their body. Because one, they are preventing themselves from eating, okay? And it got to a point where even it has gotten to a serious condition where even if in the available of food, they wouldn't want to what? They wouldn't want to eat. Now, it is something that it has come to Africa, most especially Ghana. Then we prevent ourselves from eating, trying to what? Look slim, modest, okay? But now we have even gone beyond that. Going beyond that is where what you spoke about is coming. That is what? Yes, trying to what? Adjust some body parts, trying to reduce some fats to look slim, and so on and so forth. All these things has been classified under DSM-5 or ICD-11. That is our Bible in the psychiatry and psychology department. So it is something serious. If you see someone trying to change her body image, the person is struggling with something. Seriously. If the person wants to change, even bleaching, you are bleaching. You are not going with your natural skin. There is something wrong, or there is something that we need to watch. We need to really go deep down and then fetch it out. And if you want to change your body image or the way you look like, then there is something wrong. So it doesn't just come just like that. People are experiencing a lot, even identity crisis. Absolutely. Identity confusion. Okay, you want to become a white lady, meanwhile you are dark. You want to look slim, meanwhile God has given you your normal weight, your normal body, and you want to change it. So there is this kind of identity crisis or identity confusion by one philosopher. He said, mostly Africans, we have what you call identity versus identity crisis. One, you don't like the identity that God has given you, but rather you want to change, to transform yourself into a different thing. Are we not seeing it in this current world now? Even in Ghana, we are seeing more. Okay, and even our media personnel, you see them changing. Okay, the how do you call it? The journalists. You see them changing, transforming, just to attract people. There is something wrong which needs to be looked at. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Please a round of applause for Doc. But Doc, very briefly, we are quite pressed for time, but I want you to touch on the issue of mental health, but with men in perspective. As young men, we have been oriented not to show emotions. We need to harbor pains. we need to, there are certain responsibilities that are incumbent on us as men, and once we are not able to fulfill or meet those standards, then we begin to, go through certain mental health issues. And Doc, as a clinical psychologist, you work within that spectrum. How well, again, can young men navigate through, these societal standards as far as mental health issues are concerned?
Okay, so first of all, we'll talk about masculinity.
Yeah.
The masculinity issue. Men have been from history, from Adam, we have been given that mantle that because we are men, so we can handle issues even by ourselves.
Right.
So when there are issues, challenges, where maybe a female will cry about it, would want to even open up with someone that is very close to her, men would want to show their masculinity because we are men.
Yeah.
Because we are men, let me give you this scenario. I've done a research into cancers, okay? And I tried to look at resilience, okay, between females and then males. So males, for instance, those with prostate cancer, you could see that and you could realize that they have a serious resilience, the men, compared to the women.
The women.
Okay? But when it comes to sometimes coping, though resilience is part of coping, but we have different types of coping. There are aspects of the coping where the women, okay, do better than the men. Because
even though we are naturally resilient,
exactly,
we are not able to cope as much as the women will.
Exactly. Okay. So the women will then open up and then go for any interventions to at least try to cope with their condition. But the men will sit because of the masculinity, the resilience. They would want to sit and then try to resolve it by themselves. And sometimes to resolving it by yourself, okay, it won't yield a positive outcome. So that is where the problem is. So I would urge our youths, most especially the young ones, the boys, okay, when you are going through some challenges, don't say that me guy me fight, okay, because women are easily to break the news, break the silence. You get it? For instance, you spoke about the death of a loved one, a relative. Okay, look at what you went through. If it were to be a lady or a female, it will be a different thing. But even saying, crying out, and saying no to the bad news is also a remedy, a relief here. You get it? Because upon hearing the bad news and you say no, it's a coping mechanism. Okay? Saying no to it, you are trying to buffer, trying to protect yourself from harming yourself. Because at that point, if you say it is true, you are going to break down. Some will even go unconscious. Some will even go and then even die at that particular moment. So saying no to it is also a coping mechanism. Okay? And then they have other things that they can do just to adjust themselves. But for you, you have gone through certain stages that you would want to take it upon yourself and then later then release the information. You get it? That is also sometimes can give you a problem that you wouldn't even expect. So these are some of the challenges. When you are facing issues, please voice it out. If you have someone, your parents are around you, tell them that this is what you are experiencing. You are experiencing some changing. For instance, you are detaching from reality. Exactly, you are detaching yourself from reality. When you were narrating it, I was just trying to make meaning out of what you say. So these are all issues that when time permits us, we can try to address issues related to that.
So in a nutshell, just as a woman will seek for help to deal with the mental health issues, it's very okay for young boys to also seek for help.
Very okay.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'll come back for your concluded remark, but I want to take a few questions from young girls and boys here. Please, any question? You need to ask questions. You need to be confident enough to ask questions. That's also, a mental health issue, right? Okay, there was a hand up.
My name is Nasiba Baz. My question is related to the spirituality and religiosity when it comes to mental health. I've also observed that in our communities, or even in Ghana, not only in the Muslim communities, we are told because of how religious we are that we can pray away certain issues. We are told that even when we get sick, so that also automatically translates into mental health issues. So, and then which is actually a big problem, because I'm not saying that going to Hajj is not spiritually, it can be, but then the idea that we should only speak to God when we have issues is one of the reasons why we don't speak out when something is bothering us. So I want to know what the proper approach is when it comes to religiosity and spirituality. Is how can we educate people to understand that it's not necessarily bad to seek spiritual help, but how can we do that along with seeking mental health solutions?
Right. Thank you very much.
Mine is not a question, it's a contribution. I don't know whether contributions are allowed at this stage.
Yeah, please keep it very brief.
Very brief. Thank you very much. Well, the mere fact that somebody has thought about organizing a program, a forum such as this, relating to mental health issues is very commendable. So I commend the organizers. Please join me. Please let's give them a big round of applause. All right. So for me, the problem or the challenge of getting any kind of attention for any mental health issues, I think the biggest barrier is what? Stigmatization. So I was expecting to hear something from our distinguished panelists about how stigmatization in our society is preventing people from getting access to any kind of remedy for mental health. In fact, all of us in this room, I'll be surprised if 10% of us have ever decided to check ourselves into any facility, let's say asylum, to find out the state of our mental well-being. In any case, I don't want to drag this matter. I mean, I have very limited time, so let me say what I want to say. For me, if you have three kinds of identities, first of all, if you are born in Africa, if you are in Ghana, and you are born or you are from the Zongos, any of these three, you are susceptible to mental health problems. There's no question about it. My reasons are that, number one, you see, marriage. There are so many people who are trapped in the institution of marriage, especially in our Zongos, where both men and women are abused to the level. Well, we'll go into it later. I don't have time. Next is social media. Look, both those who create content on social media and the consumers of social media content are all susceptible to mental health problems. You don't need to be an expert to just pick up your phone, go on Facebook, and you can tell that this person, Wanga Kamam Uncle Ishibi Rakeo. Third is our distinguished doctor who spoke about religiosity and spirituality. Our sister could afford to go to Umrah, alhamdulillah. But how many of us here can do that? So the main cause of that, in my view, is that, you see, the problem about sectarianism has even gone beyond sectarian differences to individual personality occult worship, where malams or religious leaders, somebody says I am Osmania, somebody says I am Jallo, I am this, and you are required to behave in a certain regimented way,
right?
And that with all due respect can even push you into behaving in certain ways that can give rise to mental health. Finally,
please let me
finish. Please let me finish. I know we don't have time. Let me finish. I beg you, with all due respect. You see, leadership generally, those who know me, Haruna Maiga, may know which political divide I belong to, but that's outside the problem. Leadership in this country is a major cause of mental health problem. You know why? The king, the chief sitting in front, Sultan, myself and him live on the stretch to Kasua. Now, those of you who know Togut, there was a defect with the road just near the Togut. For years, there was major traffic buildup. It took somebody to just say that fix that portion of the road. That fixing of the portion of the road alone has gotten rid of traffic, isn't it? Can you imagine the mental torture, the waste of resources that people have gone through just with the kind of traffic build up there? Finally, with all due respect,
please, you would have to please, anyway, we don't have the whole day here, so kindly, with all due respect again, if you want to do this in 10 seconds, please.
All right,
we are working with it.
Finally, you see, poverty, there's a thin line between poverty and mental health. Yes, sir. Allah Mokuwasauki.
Amen. All right. Points well made.
My name is Manaf. I'm from Ibrahimia Islamic School. Please, I want Doc to emphasize on how phobia causes mental health.
Phobia. Okay. Thank you very much. Please, you pick. These are 3 questions, so maybe each of you will tackle.
Okay. Thanks for the question. I think when Doc was speaking about it, I believe you were not listening to him. He said to every the journey to mental health, it takes stages, right? That's why I said you should know yourself better. Firstly, he was like, sought assistance, right? You just don't, it's good to pray, all right. But God also said we should tie our own camel, right, in seeking help. So he was like, you have to first see a therapist. If it doesn't help, you have to explore other options. That's why journey to mental health is holistic. You just don't stick to one, solution to that. So know yourself better. Know the proactive strategies you use in, solving your mental issue. Thank you.
I want to deal with the fear. But fear on the side of body image. The fear of people body shaming you leads you to mental health issues.
So that's where the issue of stigma comes in.
Yes, that's where the issue of stigma comes in. The fear of if I step out, how will people look at me? If I speak, my voice is not nice, how will people even listen to me? That brings you to the issue of mental health. You understand? Sure. Doctor will take up the rest.
All right, thank you. So before I even began talking, I made mention that mental health is so broad. So for instance, with this program, we should have carved a theme, okay, that will address
specific issues
exactly
within the mental health,
because mental health is so broad. What my brother Moega spoke about is all about mental health.
Issue,
so mental health is so broad. That was why I said, hey, if you want to talk about mental health, it can be a whole day.
It can be a whole year without exhausting the specific issues. Yeah.
So my issue or my response to my sister, how to relate religiosity or spirituality to mental health, right? The ability to be able to what? To sew dresses, shirts for us to wear, to cover our private parts. So it is out of the image of God that God has given all these professionals this knowledge. So now, therefore, when you need a dress, you go to seamstress. When your car breaks down, you go to the mechanic. When your head is aching you go to the hospital. Okay? So you coming to the hospital, it's like you are fulfilling what? God's image. And you are fulfilling God's promises. So if you come to the hospital, if it is even fulfilling, you are fulfilling your what? Your religion. Because God himself said, go to the hospital because my image is there. And the doctors who are there to what? Solve your problems for you. So that is your this thing. And then my brother over there asked, how does phobia. So phobia in general, chicken house someone that soro cho. Ma wonde be soro. Babu wonde be soro cikin duniya. Ko ya kai kana da wani abin da yake kana soro. You have a particular thing that you are afraid of. Okay? Like for instance, we are all afraid of snakes. Is that not it? Because from infancy, from birth, we were told that snake is what? Is very dangerous. It's poisonous. Okay. Now, but some fear goes to the extreme. It goes overboard. So nan wani lokaci yana zuwa ya wuce gona da iri. Kamar misali yanzu muka je cikin community masu yin rukiya. Wani nan the person has this phobia problem. Okay? As a result of the phobia, the person will be seeing things that are not there. Hallucination. Okay? And then these malams will then be beating this young lady. That it is exactly. So these are all challenges that we are going through, that we need to address some of these things so that our communities, most especially our malams, should know better. Should know that the first point of call, let the person go to the hospital. When a hospital is done, then if there are some rubutu or some karatu, they can go ahead and then do it.
Right. Thank you very much, Doc. We'll pick our next set of questions, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Jibril Hussain. Da farko ina so yi magana kaman game da yadda sarauniyar da ta faɗi na kama an channel duka a cikin English kuma ana gan kaman da yayi very important da abin da ko da an juye language ne ana mix saboda misali inda misali kamar ni na ce mental shi ni bai school ba na kai diana school amma da ta bi diana ka batun mental ne shi ya explain ina kama ina da problem wani abu na damu na zo an yayi mini magani shi na zo na gana turanci sallah na wuce gida ban samu komai ba shi da ni na wish kamar da an yi
a gaba da hausan ka da
wani ya yanzu ma bai ci komai game da doctor wani ce kamar phobia nan inda doctor bai explain cikin English Hausa ba ya zai gane kamar ma'anar shi ke.
You think the phobia is the grass of
phobia? Da ya kamata an sani ma asa phobia shi ne phobia ko ba ka sannan na karshe doc mutum ne misali kan muna da wani su kaga mishin zai fita ya kulle kofar amma yana mai kan bai kulle ba ya je ya sai kaga ya je ya komo wani ko ya haje sharp mai sharp shi na cikin dubun shi kaga kamar yana mai kamar bai aje ba wa'annan kuma yana cikin mental wannan nan ko ba shi ne cikin Allah ya sa mu dace.
Please a round of applause. Okay,
so that was MD Photos. Thank you for coming.
Let's pick the next.
Thank you very much for the opportunity and thank you for the
organizers
of this program.
Please, let's be attentive.
I'm happy and very glad for see this kind of to organize. This is the first time we are organizing this. But my question is, in every steps or everything that we want to do, I think we should start from our malams, our imams, where we can just let them be adding some of these preachers in the masjid during the hutuba presentation to our community. In as much as we want to catch them young, like the way we have started bringing our young ones on board, we should as well talk to the make move with the imams and our magajiyoyi sitting here, our Hausa magajiya and the rest, so that we will say it at gathering. Aside that, we should also look at creating a center in our various communities, where we can just get up and walk in and tell somebody that yes, I have an issue, I have a problem. Like we said, in one way or the other, each and every one of us has an issue in one way or the other. But where do we walk to tell our story? Where do we go? But we thank God, alhamdulillah, this time around we have our own brothers and sisters sitting here. We can just comfortably walk to them and ask them for an advice. Thank you very much.
That's a brilliant suggestion. Let's
that was a brilliant suggestion. We have one. And mind you, we are going to open a new space for that very soon. It will be launched, headed by me and a certain guy. Will launch a space for that. So don't worry about that. A space for people to come and it's a center. It's going to be at Domain, so that will be up very soon this year, inshallah.
Okay.
So who has?
Kindly mention your name and your question.
My name is Zubra. My question is that I want to ask, can lack of trust on the side of the parent cause mental health?
Come again.
She's saying, can lack of trust from parents cause mental health? Let's take the last one then. Hey, last one.
I want to ask whether inferiority complex can cause, or how does it relate to mental health?
Inferiority complex.
Please, I want to ask that. Are there any signs you start experiencing to know that
Please kindly mention your name and then.
My name is Hirz.
Okay.
Are there any signs you start to experience to get to know that you have the mental health awareness problem? And do you have to sit at home for maybe some remedies to think maybe it may cure you?
So signs. He's talking if there are signs, to mental health, and then yes, sit up.
Last two questions, please.
Yes, my name is.
Lack of trust.
My name is Samira Bakar. I want to ask that sometimes it constitutes mental health. So how can one deal with that?
She's saying overthinking. How can one do away with it?
With overthinking. Okay, let's answer. Let's respond to these ones.
Okay.
Then maybe if there is time, we can. Yeah. So, Doc, lack of trust among parents, inferiority complex, and signs.
So thank you. Thank you. I will start tackling my brothers
this year.
Yeah. You mentioned that what if someone always close.
The person is not too sure whether he's closed the door or not, and then he keeps coming back here.
So there is a condition that we call obsessive compulsive disorder. We call it OCD. Or we can, if it is fully assessed and diagnosed, then it could be one of the symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder.
Doc, maybe we should find an Hausa.
Yes. So so according condition in psychiatry da ake ce ma OCD. To shi OCD nan yana damun mutane. Wani na nan kaman one example kenan da ka bayar. Mutum ya kulle kofa, in ya shiga shi yana ganin kaman bai kulle ba, shi komo shi duba. Wannan yana ya faru ma kowa. Amma in ya wuce gona da iri, kamar misali ka je ka komo kaman so uku ko so hudu. Kada kanka ka san kaman akwai matsala kenan ko akwai matsala kenan. Sannan wani na nan ya rika wanke hannun shi saboda yana ganin kaman akwai dauda hannun shi. In ya shiga cikin kara ya samu kamar wurin 30 minutes zuwa 1 hour yana cikin kara yana wanka kafin shi ko to wayannan mutane su ma suna da dukansu suna da yanayi na OCD. Akwai wani nan shi kuma in ya fito misali kara, in ya fito toilet yadda zai wanke hannun shi sabulun ma da aka ajiye ya ƙara da sabulun. To wa'annan duka su ma suna nan OCD ne saboda mai shi yana repeat wani action da yake yana ganin kaman in bai yi ba damuwa na zuwa mai. Kesa wannan kuma OCD ne yana tare da anxiety.
saboda in bai shi bai yi ba yana akwai wani tsoro da ke zuwa mai yasa ya kamata yayi in yayi shi dan samu sauki in yayi samu saukin kuma sai kuma ya koma yayi so yasa repetition cikin abin nan behavior ka da attitude ka to wannan duka su ma suna na yana faruwa sa'annan batu da aka yi science leading to wannan mental illness ne inda yazo so da yawa akwai science saboda mental illnesses nan for instance the almighty depression ko almighty anxiety depression da yazo kana iya gane akwai symptoms na farko mutum kana so yanda aka san ka kana relate da mutane sheka withdraw misali kana son daima kana cikin daki you would always want to be indoor ka isolate kanka appetite ka yana zuwa kasa baka samun ka ci abinci kafin ce na yi sannan kuma kwananka anhedonia kwananka kuma shi ma ya zo yana abin nan yana sakewa in kaga kaman kwananka na sakewa ka samu 3 symptoms cikin abin da na ambatan ga misali ka isolate kanka kwananka baka samu kwana sosai kafin ce ko kuma appetite ka ya zo kasa wurin cin abincinka ya zo kasa ko kana cin abinci ya fi yadda kake ci in ma kana cin shi less ko ya wuce yadda kake ci in ka samu wanga ukun ga to ka yi sauri ko ka gaya ma parents ka ko ke da kanki parents kike experience wannan ki sauri ki je mental hospital yadda za a yi a check ki in akwai wani abin da miki ne sai a miki da sauri sa'annan akwai wanda ya ce contrast ko lack of trust parents wannan lack of trust nan mun yi mu linkin shi to inda ba lack of trust na farko akwai low self esteem kenan yasa inda iyayenka ba su trust ka ba kenan me self esteem ka da kake da shi na batun confidence na batun wane ne duka ya zo kasa to in ya zo kasan nan self-esteem kuma low self-esteem yana lead towards depression sai yasa suna da link da juna yasa in dai kana da low self-esteem in aka ce zo kai abu kaza ma baka da wannan kwazo you don't have that seal to come and even stand in front of people to talk baka da confidence low confidence ka ya te shi yasa in wannan na yana faruwa to ya kamata iyaye sai yasa na yi magana na ce san wani lokacin nan parenting yana da crucial yadda iyayenmu ke relate da mu yara ya yi so important cikin yadda yaran da su zama wata rana abin da nan kulle da shi in aka ce mental health yadda da ya kowa ya gane yanzu ga ya muruka shirin da muka yi nan ganga is acceptable ko shirin da muka yi muruka kowa ya san kaman culturally da religiously is acceptable ko amma muka gan wani shiri wani shiri da ya wuce shiri na muka yin ga ka fara tambayan kanka wangan ga ya meke faruwa ne ko ba ka ba amma ba shi ke gwada kamar mai shi bai da lafiya ba maybe new style ne amma ya kamata me a bincika in ya wuce gona da iri kamar misali yanzu ga sai mai shi ya sa trouser she fara trouser ya zo nan ganga ana ganin katarin she shigo da shi nan ganga mu duka mun fara da wuce shi muna ganin kamar no ba inda ya kamata ya shigo da wannan shiri ba kenan yasa wannan duka yana daga cikin landmarks da muke duba muna iya mu gane kamar wani na nan wani ga yana da mental problem ko bai da shi yasa da ka shigo cikin consulting room in ka shigo cikin therapy room appearance ka shirin da kai muna ba da mark kai sannan mu shiga cikin ainihin abin da yake na damu ka.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for Doc.
So we take the last round and then we move to the next.
Just pick through.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To tambaya na shine sunana malama dangane. Ina da school gidana. Amma ina dokan bayanin ka gabarin cikin yara kaman 2 ko 3 ina so yi tambaya. Akwai wani yaro yana school wato yana da ilimi sosai kan science amma idan ya shiga class in ya dade 5 minutes sai kaga ya komo she zo 11 kaga ya shuru in ka tambaye shi me ke samu shi bai magana da yake nan. Akwai mace guda kuma ita kuma in ta shiga class ta fita ta shiga ta fita she na aje ta na tambaye ta ce me ke damu wani ta shiga class she ta ga kamar ana dubanta ko ana yin batunta she ta ce mata a ba wa ita tana ga wane to wannan kuma yana cikin abin da za mu zo mu binciki yara biyun ga. Salamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Faisal, let's pick the last one.
Okay.
All right, my name is Abdullah Shamol Baku. I just wanted to ask, what is the symbiotic relationship between psychological problem and, of course, a mental problem? Are they similar, or whether there are differences? I just wanted to know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The relationship between psychological.
Please, last one.
Mental health.
Okay, please. My name is Rahma. My question is mental health curable? And if yes, how is it visible? Because when Haja Hafsa was... Okay, sorry. Please, my name is Rahma. My question is mental health curable? If yes, how is it visible? And I'll make reference to Hafsa because she said she had a therapy of 3 months. It wasn't working for her, and then she stopped at a point. So I just want to know if mental health is curable. Thank
you so much. First, I think that will be it. So.
Please, last one.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Farkon tambaya na shine bari kira sunana Muhammad Rabi Salih. Farkon tambaya na shine ana batun problems batun mental abinga health da sauransu. Muna son mu gane muke cause wannan mental abinga. Farkon tambaya ke mutum ya je ya kulle kofa ya koma kana ga hankalin nan kaman akwai problem. Muna son mu gane me ke cause wannan problems din na farko kenan. Na biyu,
somebody being too shy, you don't want to come to people, you want to isolate yourself, you don't have confidence, even if like you are like somebody walking in here will be feeling people are watching me, how am I even going to walk in there? These are all mental health issues. Low self-esteem counts on us every day. For you to even step out from your house knowing what to even say to people, it's a mental health issue. And if you think it is too much for you to bear, you really need to speak to somebody. And when it comes to our parents actually supposed to be our safe space. But if it's very uncomfortable for you to speak to your mother, I believe you can speak to somebody also within the same house, or just walk to any clinic, as how doctor said, because that you think whatever you're coming to say is safe. Our girl child also have a lot of things to say, and some of the lifestyle of our parents makes it difficult for them to go close to them to open up. Fear of being harsh on or being slammed down is also a very big pressure when it comes to talking to your parents. And parenting style also counts. When you are growing in an environment, how you relate with others, especially kids that are maybe excess weight, they call them in some slang obolo and co. It calls the child back to their self. So whatever the child is going through, you will not be able to tell anybody, and that leads them to eating disorder as well. They'll be starving themselves or the other way around. When a child is very slim, we call them chingalenge and that kind of thing. All those things build up from the childhood to become a very serious mental health issue that poses threat to their body image. So if you are a mother or a father, you need to sit with your child, let them understand that you are their safe space for them to speak up. And if it is too difficult for you, a parent, to do, kindly walk your child to the hospital. That is very important. When it comes to confidence, all those things are the states of the mind. when you are working, like we have beautiful mothers here, you are working to a gathering of mothers. It is not just kids or the younger one. It happens to even older people. When you are working to an environment that even it is yours, or you are working to that August meeting, you know you have a speech today. You'll be thinking about the speech years ago, and how are you able to deliver? How are you even able to stand to talk to your own peers? It is a difficult situation, but one thing I always know is you need to remain affirmative. You should tell yourself, okay, if I can talk to one, I can talk to all. Right. It is not an easy thing at all. Nobody should tell you having to deal with mental health issue is easy, but it can start from your own self, how you are able to relate with yourself. There shouldn't be any disconnection between your mind and how you react. Behavioral change is very important, and it shouldn't be different from how you even think about yourself, because how you think about people reflects on how you think about yourself.
Thank you so much, Ms. Georgia. Please a round of applause for her. Haji Hausat, let's.
Okay, so I'll take her question. She says that can mental health be cured? If not, the next one. If yes, how is it? Okay, so I'll say that depending on what mental health condition you are in, some can be managed, some can be dealt with, and that's why we have several causes of mental disorder. For instance, we have poverty, we have relationship issue, a whole lot, right? So you figuring out the cause of your mental health will go a long way to help you with dealing with it. So that's why we have coping mechanisms. What are the triggers to mental health? So triggers basically has to do with the events or the things that bring back, when you think about it, you kind of get memories of your mental disorder. So you first of all have to identify the triggers to your mental health. So that's why some of us, sometimes you mute someone from watching your status, WhatsApp status, social media status, just so you can have your peace of mind. So these are all triggers. So identify the cause or the triggers of your mental health. Then you devise, coping mechanisms to do away with it, right? Thank you.
Thank you. Doc.
So, ina jin ni na Hausa ko? Game da tambayan da malama ta yi, kin tambayan farko game da batun yaro in ya shiga yana da ilimi ko, amma ya shiga shi ya fito, in ya shiga sai ya fito. Well, ban ya shiru. Okay, so ban iya, saboda yadda lamarin mental health yake, yadda lamarin kwakwalwa yake, ban iya ce miki ga abin da ke damun shi, saboda akwai abubuwa da yawa da za mu yi mu duba, sannan mu iya mu address, mu iya mu gane abin da yake na damun shi. Amma kaman in da mu yi magana gaba daya, mun iya cewa akwai yaran da suke da problem da muke ce ma conduct disorder. Akwai wani yaron na nan ko cikin yara na nan, tun yana yaro sai kaga kaman yanayin shi, rayuwar shi daban ne. Ya iya wani na nan ya iya zama mugu, ya kama dabba yana kashewa, ya kama wane ne, taka kaza yayi wane ne. To in yana cira wannan abin yana raguwa, to ya zo ya fara kan ainihin ma mutum. Kin fahimce ni ko? To wayannan nan suna iya, misali in ana cikin class, akwai yaran da me shi bai zama wuri guda, sai kaga ya kongore wan, ya tashi ya koma ya je wani wuri ya ja bagin wan. Kin fahimce ni ai, wani mana na ya ɗauki kayan wani ya je zuba cikin bola da sauransu. Wayannan duka matsala ne wanda yake mu a wurin mu gida, misali cikin zangonnan mu muna ganin kamar ba wani abu ne. In aka yi mai addu'a, aka ba shi rubutu ya sha, ya yi sauki, fine, rubutu na aiki, rukiya kuma yana aiki. Amma sai sa na yi magana na ce, in muna ganin wani abu haka, mu yi kokari muna zuwa hospital, saboda yadda za a yi in muka hada hospital ma da gidan nan ko da na Qur'anin nan, ya kawo taimako, ko ba haka nan ba. Wannan kenan. Sa'an nan na batun yariyan kuma da kika yi, akwai abin da muke ce ma shi kuma ban yance miki abin da ke damu ta kenan, amma akwai abin da ake ce ma delusion of reference. Akwai wasu nan suna da matsala. In misali muna zauren ga in me shi yadda kamar yariyan kake zuwa ba wanda ke magananta aiko, amma ita da kanta ta fara gaya ma kanta kaman duba suna kallo na suna magana na wannan ake ce ma delusion of reference. shi yasa ban iya ce miki abin da ke damun yariyan kenan, amma in aka zo aka yi assessment aka gani aka duba to insha Allah za a samu taimakon da ake so. Sannan bawa Allah can yayi tambaya yace ya ake yi wai me ke cause mental illness ko mental illness ne abin da ke cause shi yana da yawa ba abu ɗaya bane, amma an gano misali blood relation in cikin jininka jini ta wurin babanka ko ummanka akwai wanda yake ya taba samun mental problem to zai yi cikin jikoki ko diya ko tattaba kunni an samu wanda yake shi ma ya samu wannan ya kamu da wannan ciwo. Wannan batun blood kenan. Sa'annan kuma akwai kuma batun yanayi na rayuwa misali a maka mutuwa mutuwan nan kana ganin wanda yake ya mutun nan shine mu doke shi shine Allahnka, shi yasa sai ka rasa me shi yara ka dauki wannan mutuwan nan, shi yasa dole ya bugi hankalinka, to kaga shi ma cause ne. Sa'annan kuma akwai kuma misali ko wurin aiki batun society mun ga social relation wurin aiki da sauransu, kana ganin kamar ya kamata a promote ka amma baka da abin da yake da promote ka, misali baka da abin da yake da promote she wayanda suka zo daga baya suka zo suna ta wuce ka, to irin wannan in ba ka samu hankuri ba ya taba hankalinka, to ya taba hankalinka ko tunaninka ya saki, yanayinka rayuwanka ya saki. Sai sa wa'annan su ne ainihin abin da yake mun peak muna gane cewa irin wa'annan idan an same su suna su contribute cikin ainihin abin nan mental illnesses. Yasa ina jin matsalar ko akwai wani abin da ba ma address ba. Malama, how to solve yes. Madalla ai ina jin watakila ban sani ba ko malam na nan ne magana when I spoke na fadi kaman Qur'ani shine ainihin dasturinmu da Allah ya bamu, shine ainihin kamusunmu, shine ainihin maganinmu da Allah ya bamu. Amma a cikin Qur'anin da kanshi ya gwada kaman shi ya ce wai tibyanan likulli shay ko shine maganin komi, to ai shine yace kuma ai akwai gado da annabi ya bar baya wayanda yake suna gadon wannan abin nan. Al'ulama warasatul anbiya ko wai maluma su ne magadan annabawa. An ce ba ce maka malamin addini ba kawai, malami doctor malami ne, nurse malama ne, tailor malami ne, wane ne beautician malama ne, ko ba ka ba. Sai sa wa'annan duka malumma ne, ba gwada kamar malamin da ke gwada karatu ba. Sai sa idan mun ce mun gaji wa'annan malumma to dole ne abinda Allah ya basu na ilimi mu yi amfani da shi. Shi yasa idan na ce a je hospital nan ban ce a yadda Qur'ani ba, hospital da aka tafi nan an je wurin Qur'ani ne. Shi yasa Qur'ani ne zai warkar da mu a wannan lokacin. Yasa ina jin ainihin magana kenan.
Thank you so much. So we just concluding remark 30 seconds each. Doc, 30 seconds. Doc, I'll start with you. Concluding remark. Just 30 seconds, concluding remark, and then.
So my concluding remarks is that this gathering has been so wonderful, and it's one of its kind. Amma ya kamata muna kulawa, mu iyaye muna kulawa da yaran mu saboda cururuta yana da yawa. Wanda ka sani da wanda baka sani ma ba yafi wanda ka sani yawa. Shi yasa mu yi kokari yaran mu da muke haifa mu rika kula da su, muna duban yanayin su. In ka ga yaronka ko yariyanka ta sake kaɗan, neme ta ka zaunar da ita, tambaye ta magana. In ka tambaye ta magana, lokacin nan zaka gane cewa inda ya kamata ka kai ta ke ga ko inda ya kamata ka kai ta ke ga. Isa idan mun haka zai taimaka muna. Karshe zan gaya muku wani magana da cewa inda batun mental health ke da very very crucial shine kun san kamar akwai mental health da mutum yana zaune nan, abin da ke hagun shi nan duka gabaki daya bai gani, abin da ke kamar misali left side gaba daya in kana nuna mai left side bai ganin kowa, bai ganin gini, bai ganin komai. Akwai su haka da shi yasa wannan nan muna tare da su, yawanci suna cause accident ba mu sani ba saboda suna drive, wasu kuma na hawa kan moto muna zama bayan su. Yasa ina jin tsaraban da yake na baku da shi kenan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Okay, it was nice having this discussion with you, but I'm someone that always, preach on kindness, right? Mental health cannot be seen. So in as much as we live in a community or a society where we can't really figure out whether this person is suffering from mental disorder, I'll let's say that be kind to people because you actually don't know what the person is going through. So I'll say that kindness is not always an act, right? But a reflection of your own soul. So how you treat others is a reflection of your own soul. So be kind and say no to suicide. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgette.
Mental health issue needs kindness, and that is it. And no matter what you do, please identify someone that you can talk to, because when it's within you, you start reacting to it, and it may get to a point that maybe they might not even help manage it for you. So the little unusual things you feel within yourself, how you think, how you relate to people, how you think people see you, and how you think people treat you because of something, please and please, I entreat you to talk to somebody. It may not be your parent, it may be anybody else, but the most important thing, just get a help. And if you think that help will not help you, kindly walk to the hospital to see a specialist. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Semako Augusta Georgette is a body positivity advocate. Hausazone Muntaka is founder of New Hope Foundation, and Dr. Abdulrahim Salisu Ango is a clinical psychologist. My name is Fauzu Masaudo. I'm a broadcast journalist with CTFM and Channel 1 TV. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. I know we've learned a lot.
To their brothers and sisters, kawai. Allah is dace. Right, so I want to continue with the acknowledgements, and then we are almost done. So we have Magajian Hausawa na wato Greater Accra region, who is also the president of Magajui Greater Accra, Hajia Hawa Meisango. Allah ya kiyaye ki, Allah ya bar mana ki. We also have the Uwar Sarkin Bakuma, wanda yake very famous, wato malama kenan. Muna tare da Malama Dangana. Masha Allah. So we have Malama Dangana in the building. Malama mun gode. Allah ya taya ku riko.
He skipped one of my names. It's not his name. My name is Dr. Yusuf Audu Banda Hasma, and then he's Hamza. All right, so a very quick one. I would like everyone to get on their phone and then log on to shadesofmuslimah.org right now. Please bear with us. Just go to your phone. If it's Safari or Google, you just enter shadesofmuslimah.org. Well, if you are on the platform, you see at the very top right corner of the website, you see 3 lines there. We have the home, we have the about, the gallery, and then contact. This platform is basically going to help all Muslims in terms of fashion, health, education, development, and what have you. All you have to do is you log on, sign up to become a member. A representative will reach out to you, engage you in terms of whatever you need, help you with the necessary help that you need. Now, the website is limited as it stands, but then with time we are going to add more features to it. So each and everyone here can contact us with a button there that says contact us. And then I like each and everyone to also follow us on Instagram, X, Facebook, and then on Snapchat, Shades of Muslimah. I think now we are getting everybody on it. So on behalf of Shades of Muslimah, this website is duly launched. Thank you very much.
Jama'a sannunku da zuwa, mun kuma gode. Mun gode kwarai da kuka samu mana lokaci kan abin da ya kamata mu kula da cikin rayuwarmu. A nan kuma zan tunasar da iyaye. Uwa da uba don Allah don annabi mu ta lura da arzikin da Allah ya bamu shine mai diyan da Allah ya bamu idan muka tashi da wuri zamu yi mu taimake su da ikon Allah. Wani na nan yana nan ya haife yaro na da matsala amma ya fi gane ma yayi ado ya je aure, yayi ado ya je occasions. A'a ba za ka yi kwana kafanka na waje ba. Ya kamata especially mu matan maza ai ba ku zama gida. Kuma Allah na haɗa mu da maza masu fasaha. Izan suka komo aka koro musu kai mai gida yaron ga lamarin shi bai daidaita ba. Bari mu duba, yana dubawa. Kuma wannan nan da kake yin nan wallahi kai da kanka kana create ma kanka lada don abinda Allah ya baka wai ya tambaye ka yaya karika ba kanka ba so ne amma yaran nan amana ne gare mu sai kaga yaro ya tashi da wani hali wani tauri wani na ne ya tashi takadari ne duka mental health ne. Kaga yaro ana bari bai bari kaka yi ya yi ya buga wanga ya jawo wanga ya tunkuɗe wanga uwa ma ta yi magana ya zage ta wallahi mental ne wallahi tallahi mental health ne ba mahaukaci ba ne amma yana neman taimako wurin doctors da suka koye wannan abu. Ina sayin ga migraine ya dame ni mental na je kuma na samu waraka. Na je mental an haɗa ni da Dr. Asari ya duba ni ya yi min alurai kaina tun lokacin na rabu da migraine. To me yasa ba za mu tashi mu taimake kanmu mu taimake yaranmu ba? Me yasa ba za mu yi haka ba? Mu samu musu lokaci domin su ne manyan gobe. Kaga yaro ya tashi ga ilimi amma bai iya ci gaba da ilimin shi don yana da matsalan da an tashi mai da sauri da an samu waraka insha Allah. Kuma yaranmu mata ku bari iyayenku su zama abokanninku. Kowane sakiya kuka gani game da kanku ku zo ku yi fira da umma ko baba. Waɗansu iyayen kuma ba su abin gandiyansu su iya su yi fira da su. Ba su bude ma diya ga takura gani ne umman me ke kuma kina da umma kila ba haka man ki tai miki ba baba kai ma kana da baba ba haka baban ka yi maka ba. Mu bude ma yaran mu su zama abokanan mu. Yaron kai zama abokin kan ya sake ka gani wani na nan yaron a haife shi da mental health wani na nan zuwa cikin rayuwa sai ya samu in kana kulawa da shi wallahi ka ga kaman yariyan ga ko yaron ga sake ya zo game da Messi ka tashi tsaye in kuma ka tashi Allah ya taimake ka mu da kanmu gidajen auren mu problems na sa mu zama wani abu problems na sa za ka yi man ado ba kai kai ado ba kai ka sa riga ya yi maka kyau ka sa ma bai da kyau kana da problem ka samu wanda da ka yi fira da shi ba lallai mijinka ko abokin zamanka ba ka nemi wani mai fasaha ka yi fira da mai shi kuma ya gwada maka hanyar da ya kamata ka bi Allah Ubangiji mu ya ba mu lafiya babu kamar lafiya lafiya shine abin da ke sa rayuwa ya yi dadi in babu lafiya wallahi rayuwa wani abu ne kuma ashe sa Allah ya iya mana Allah ya ba mu lafiya mu dukanmu yaran mata wanda ke da problem kai zauna da shi ku ne manyan gobe kun sani yayi kun ga mun zo mu kare ba mu iya dama yanzu kunkurun duka ya adjust ku ne shugabanni mu kuma an haife mu mun iske iyayenmu su kuma yanzu suna ɗaki yanzu ana neman manyan su wane ne manyan ba mu ba ba mu ba ne manyan an bar muna baya haka mu ma da mu bar muku baya sai sa kowa ya kula da kanshi kowani so ne amma son kai ya fi kowani so salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And that was the icing we've been waiting for, the icing on the cake. Our mother has said it all. And she said it in our language, so she spoke to our hearts. Actually, when you magana the kachiking magana kapoya inka, my outside may share magana to your heart. So we've taken a lot home, isn't it? So we are about to worry you small with this. It's very important because this website, we will need something to cushion it a bit. So on this note, I call on Amir Mutai again to help us raise funds. Please, a round of applause for him. And before that, let's do it again for Amada Ajia Meidongo.
Right, Faiza na gode. Ajia Meidongo, Allah isaka miki da alkhairi. I was telling somebody earlier on that program Wanga, it's like we need more of this kind of programs actually, because we just realized, come on, there are certain things in the Kedamu, but Bamusan, come on, we have those problems in number. You know, Ndakaje Zango, Shekache Mawani, kama yanzu abinda ake ciki na ina gani kama you have to see the psychiatric. Abinda zai fita baki shi ya ce ma ce min nayi hauka gaba daya. Amma likitoci sun bari mun san cewa aka ce ma kaman ka gan psychiatric ba nufin shi ne kai hako doctor ba haka ba. Yawa amma inda wani lokaci in ba don programin ga gaskiya ka zo ka ce min jin gan psychiatric ban da shawa an gama lafiya. Now Allah ya sa mu dace. So on this note me nake nufi, what am I talking about, or what do I want to arrive on? In Anufi, we need more of these programs. Now, mun san cewa hali da ake ciki kuma ire-iren wa'anga programs ga hall ga ma kawai da ake ciki da wato CDs ko daloli aka yi renting wannan aka kawo ka duba bayan nan irin shirye-shirye da aka yi wurin nan kujeru da banners da makamanci ga stage gashi nan dai da dama idan aka hahada maka wannan kudi shi kaga ba kudin wasa aka yi da shi ba kuma this is something da yake al'umma na bukata, we need it, mun fahimta ko. So the question is ya za mu yi mu taimaka wa ka'unan mu so that we can do more of these things ko ba haka ba. Allah ya sa mu dace.
wala khatim lima sabaqa nasir al-haqq bil haqq والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم محمد النبي محمد shugaban halitta annabi Muhammadu ba dan shi ba da ba alice ki ba annabi Muhammadu mai raba aljanna mai rike da makullin aljanna annabi Muhammadu muje السلام عليك يا رسول الله مجھے السلام عليك يا حبيبي masoya manzon Allah ne Allah hada mana annabi Muhammad Rasulullahi مولاي صل وسلم دائما على حبيبك محمد المصطفى أولاه مولاه كل العطايا وعدناه وأعلاه قد تم صورته وتم معناه محمد سيد الأولين سيد الآخرين سيد الظاهرين سيد الباطنين سيد المصلين صلى الله عليه وسلم جماعة سيد المرسلين أرى كل إنسان بلي بمحبة فكل وليلة هو طاق بلي النبي محمد هلال ربيع فيه جاء محمد فتم ما لنا البشرى وعمنا وله الله الله لا إله إلا الله الله لا الله هلال ربيع فيه جاء محمد فتم ما لنا البشرى وعامنا وله الله هو إلا الله لا إله الله الله محمد مختار وآدم طينة محمد يوم البصرة خصاله الله لا إله الله 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 إلا الله 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 da yake studio ko kuma DJ din bai shirya ba na'am yau birthday ta ko to happy birthday kin shiga alfarman manzon Allah ya sunanta gimbiyan yarbawa to mu har baki happy birthday to you happy birthday to you happy birthday happy birthday happy birthday to you أبى القلب إلا أن يكون متيما النبي محمد حليفة غرام بالنبي مهيما أبيت بليلي تم سهرانا منشدا لذكر الذي قد تاب بدءا ومات مع النبي محمد أساجل فيه ورق ليلي وجيرتي نيام وجفني كالمزاني بمغرم النبي محمد يتي وجيد رسول الله يشبه دمية إذا فرق الأشعار يبدو ويلمو وكليل ما كنوني والمتك أركه فمثل رسول الله لم يهز مجموع النبي محمد وعالم الخلق الله أعدل خلقه من الناس أسخابا من الناس أزجه ويادم للعالين ياسفنا له محمد رسول الله mawaƙan nan suna ganin kamar muwa musulmai ba za mu iya yin abin da suke yi ba sai muka ce mu ma bara mu gwada ko da an zo kan stage mu ma mu ce musu abal karbu illa an yakuna mutayyama halifa garami bin nabi mutayyama abitu bil lailatin bi sahrana mushidan li zikr ladhi qad tababaran wa matama usad
Atakbir. So after having our mental health discussion, we needed this to at least put us in our position. So Atakbir again for him. Now I'll call on our chairman, Alhaji Sultan, to give us the closing remark. Please, an applause for him. Oh, we should do better, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Nasi say, Madasi say, zan challenging ka. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خاتم النبيين وإمام المرسلين أما بعد. As we draw this important event to a close, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for your presence and participation today. Your engagement and willingness to discuss mental health awareness are vital steps towards breaking the stigma surrounding this critical issue. We have heard inspiring stories, gained valuable insights, and shared ideas that can make a real difference in our communities. Remember, mental health is just as important as physical health, and it is our collective important as physical health. It is our collective responsibility to support one another. A very big thank you to Mariam, the poet, for the wonderful poetry she gave. May Allah increase her in knowledge. Let us carry this knowledge and compassion we've shared today into our daily lives. Advocating for mental health awareness and supporting those in need, together we can create a more understanding and supportive environment for everyone. I will encourage all here to reconnect their faith towards Allah for a sound mental health. Thank you once again for being here, and let's continue this important conversation beyond today. Take care, and let's look out for one another. May Allah help us all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
That was well spoken. Please, an applause for our chairman. Please, we can still have our seats. We are almost done. We take the vote of thanks from the CEO of Print Media and the CEO of Support for Survivor, Prince Abdullahi Ali. An applause for Abdullahi Ali.
Assalamu alaikum. Atakbir.
At-Takbir. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Thank you all for making time for this honorable program. And my name is Abdullah Ali, the event coordinator for Shades of Muslimah and the CEO for Print Photography. MashaAllah. As we wrap up for today's event, I want to thank our sponsors for their insightful contributions, our organizing team for their hard work. A big thank you to our chiefs and elders. I want to say a very big thank you to Alhaji Abbas. He's been so supportive to Shades of Muslimah. His contribution and advice really worked out, and alhamdulillah, this was a successful one. And to Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for reaching out to you lately, but you've been able to make time to this event, and alhamdulillah, this was a successful one. We pray and we ask Allah, inshallah, our next coming event, whenever we call upon you, you'll be able to respond to our call. And to our Magajuri, thank you very much, our mothers, and to our brothers and sisters from the Makaranta who are also made time out of their Makaranta schedule to be here, and our invited guests. And not forgetting our panelists as well. Thank you very much, everyone. This was a successful program, alhamdulillah. And to our Mother Sisi, mashallah, thank you very much. We're really grateful for your honor. And I want to end this by saying thank you all, and wassalamu alaikum.
Sallu ala Nabi Kareem. We pray Almighty Allah grant us the ability to work with whatever we've heard, and then these two institutions, support for Survivor and Shades of Muslimah. May Almighty Allah strengthen them and grant them more ability to organize more and more and more of these programs. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inna kunna min al-zalimin. May Almighty Allah grant us good mental health. Kuche Ami. May Almighty Allah grant us good mental health. برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين ويا رب العالمين. اللهم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Thank you all for coming. My name still remains Faiza Majika Tunte Abidja Mohammed Shadi saying all that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
HAFIZ TV, unique every day.